She's probably the top 64 player in the world right now, to be honest, but you know, don't want to put pressure on her, just let her keep doing what she's doing, and the next few years she's going to find that she's got the level that can match me and Luke and Michael and everything, so she's got a massive future ahead of her. She's still very young, and
Beats Beau Greaves, the women's #1, who gets a tremendous ovation, and look at this, as Luke Humphries tells her to come back and share the acclaim. They've given us a terrific show. Luke Humphries wins it, but Beau Greaves shows that the women's game, through her brilliant performances, is in a very strong place indeed.
142. Treble 20, treble 20, double 11. The dart hit the wire fell inward, and the 22-year-old from Doncaster dropped to her knees in Milton Keynes as the entire history of women's darts changed in a single throw. Beau Greaves had just become the first woman ever to win a PDC ranking title, beating 3 former world champions in a single day to do it. 6 months earlier, almost nobody had believed it was possible, except for one man, standing in Leicester after a World Grand Prix semi-final in October 2025. Luke Humphries had told the cameras she would be top 64 within 2 years. He was wrong about one thing only: she did not need 2 years. What follows is the full story of that prediction, why nobody listened, and how Greaves rewrote the history books. The wording of the prediction matters, so let's start there. The date was Saturday, the 11th of October, 2025, and Humphries had just dispatched Danny Nopper in the semi-final of the Boyle Sports World Grand Prix at the Morningside Arena in Leicester. The day before, Greaves had mathematically clinched a 2-year PDC Tour card by finishing second in the 2025 Development Tour Order of Merit, behind Cam Crabtree, who already held a card. Speaking in the mixed zone, in comments first reported by Sportsboom and later carried by Sky Sports, Humphries told reporters, quote, "Yeah, amazing. I'm quite proud of her. I think she's an amazing player and she deserves it." He went further, adding, quote, "She's been a really great player on the secondary tours this year. She's good on the Challenge Tour, good on the Development Tour, and she'll be a real threat going forward for all the players. Not just for me, but for everyone." Then came the line that became the headline, quote, "I predict that she'll flourish playing in it. She'll probably think that she's got no pressure on her shoulders, and she hasn't. I think she'll do really well. Of course, she has 2 years to do it, doesn't she? If she's relaxed and she's got no pressure on her shoulders, yes, I believe she will be top 64 within the 2 years for sure." Top 64 within 2 years from the world #1, about a player who had failed Q school only 9 months earlier. And here's the thing, this was not even the first time Humphries had said it. Going back to the 1st of March 2025, after beating Greaves 10-7 in round 4 of the UK Open at Minehead, he told ITV Sport, quote, "She is a fantastic player and she really had to bring out the best in me. The ladies' game has grown massively and it is because of her. If it had been a Premier League game, she would have beaten me. She is probably a top 64 player in the world, but you don't want to put too much pressure on her. Twice on the record, in March and again in October. Top 64, world class, a real threat. The reason nobody listened comes down to history, because the story of women's tour dominators converting to the men's circuit was, before Greaves, a graveyard. Take Fallon Sherrock, who made history in December 2019 as the first woman to win a match at the PDC World Championship, beating Ted Everts and Mensah Suljovic. Sherrock reached the Grand Slam quarter-final in 2021, falling 16-13 to Peter Wright, and made the Nordic Darts Masters final the same year, losing 11-7 against Michael van Gerwen. She also became the first woman to land a 9-darter at any PDC event on the Challenge Tour in 2023, across 4 separate Q School attempts in 2020, 2022, 2023 and 2025. She never claimed a tour card. The 2020 attempt ended 5-2 against Chris Lacey in round 1. The 2022 run finished 6-3 to Nathan Treadgold on the final day, and the 2023 effort started the final day 10th on the Order of Merit, when only the top 9 earned cards, before Sherrock lost 6-3 to Robert Collins. The 2025 attempt, the same Q School Greaves attended, ended with a final day 6-1 defeat to James Beaton and a finishing position of 23rd. Total PDC ranking titles across her entire career, 0. Lisa Ashton tells a similar story. 4-time BDO Women's World Champion, Ashton became the first woman to earn a PDC Tour card via Q School in January 2020 in Wigan. There were moments worth noting, including a win over the then world #4 Michael Smith at a Players' Championship. and a round 2 win over Arambini at the 2021 UK Open with the AI. Then world record female televised average of 100.3. The card slipped away after the 2021/22 PDC Worlds when she exited in round 1 to Ron Meulenkamp 3-0 and finished outside the top 64, and a 2022 Q-School attempt to win it back failed. PDC ranking titles during her card-holding stint, 0. Going back further only deepens the pattern. 10-time BDO Women's World Champion Trina Gulliver never seriously attempted the PDC main circuit. 3-time BDO Women's World Champion Anastasia Dobromyslova joined the PDC full-time in 2009, lost her Worlds debut, beat Vincent van der Voort at the 2009 Grand Slam, and quit the PDC by 2010 or 2011, returning to the BDO citing monetary reasons. Dita Hedman, the first woman to beat a man in a televised PDC major back in 2005, also failed Q-School in 2020. The cumulative record before Greaves came along, 0 PDC ranking titles ever won by a woman. What made the skepticism harder to dismiss was that Greaves herself had just failed Q-School in January 2025 at Arena MK in Milton Keynes. Auto-exempted to the final stage as a top 8 finisher on the 2024 Development Tour, she scored 0 points across days 1 and 2. Day 3 brought a quarter-final run with wins over Josh Payne, Lewis Pride, Steve Hine and Cam Crabtree, before a 6-3 loss to Daryl Pilgrim. Day 4 opened with a 6-0 whitewash of Kevin McDean and a 6-0 whitewash of Ted Avets, and ended with a 6-5 last leg defeat to Carl Snade. The final position on the Q-School Order of Merit was 17th when the cut-off sat at top 9. She had missed by 8 places. When Humphries called top 64 in 2 years, this was the context surrounding him. The skeptics had data on their side. They had Sherrock, they had Ashton, they had 30 years of history, and they had Greaves' own Q-School failure from earlier that same year. Before getting to the milestones, it's worth understanding who Beau Greaves actually is. Born on the 9th of January 2004 in Doncaster, South Yorkshire, Greaves is the youngest of 6 children. Her older brother Taylor introduced her to darts and competed alongside her at Q-School, and her older sister Bobby travels with her to events. The nickname Bow and Arrow came from her father Dave's friend at the local pub. She walks on to Status Quo's Rockin' All Over the World, and Windmouse sponsors her with 23 gram darts in hand. By the time of the October 2025 quote, her resume already carried serious weight. 3 consecutive WDF Women's World Championships at Lakeside in 2022, 2023 and 2024 made her the youngest ever champion at 18 and the only player alongside Trina Gulliver to win 3 in a row. She also captured the PDC Women's World Match Play twice, in 2023 on debut and in 2024 by beating Sherrock 6-3 in the final on the 21st of July. The 2025 numbers stretch belief, 18 of 24. Women's Series events claimed in a single year prize money of £37,600, a single season record more than 2.5 times what the second place Sherrock earned. 2 Challenge Tour titles followed. Second place on the Development Tour Order of Merit was confirmed, and at one point she was leading the Order of Merits of all 3 PDC secondary tours simultaneously. Then there was the controversy around the PDC Worlds. The PDC had introduced a rule preventing players who compete at the WDF Worlds from playing the PDC Worlds in the same season, with the WDF Women's winner taking £25,000 and the PDC Worlds champion claiming £500,000. Greaves chose Lakeside in both 2023/24 and 2024/25, defending her titles. At the 2024 Grand Slam press conference, she put it like this, quote, "It's a shame they make you choose. I think it's stupid." She added, quote, "I love WDF darts. It's the only tour that gives you a world championship for women. The PDC is great, but it doesn't have a world championship. It has a world match play that isn't good enough." PDC Chief Executive Matt Porter responded in December 2024, saying the PDC had invested over £700,000 into women's darts over the previous 5 years, with no plans for a separate Women's World Championship. This was the player Humphries was backing, a player who had publicly criticised the PDC, a player who had failed Q-School, a player who had skipped the biggest tournament in the sport twice, the world number 1 called top 64 in 2 years. The first vindication arrived on Wednesday, the 25th of February 2026, at Players' Championship 6 inside the Mattioli Arena in Leicester. Round 2 of the tournament put Greaves across the ockey from former major winner Mensur Suljovic of Austria. What happened in the third leg of that match rewrote the record books. Greaves threw 180, then another 180, then a 141 finish on treble 20, treble 19, double 12. A 9-dart finish, the first ever landed by a woman on the PDC Pro Tour. The official PDC Twitter account posted, quote, "Beau lands the 9-darter." Greaves becomes the first woman to hit a 9-darter on the PDC Pro Tour as she takes the perfect leg against Mensur Suljovic. Greaves told the PDC afterwards, quote, "I couldn't believe I'd hit it. I couldn't stop smiling because I couldn't wait to tell my dad, even though I knew he'd be watching it. It's nice to be the first woman to hit one on the PDC Pro Tour. I'm glad it was on the stream as well. It was hard to get back into the game after I'd hit it. I was shaking afterwards." On the finish itself, her words were, quote, "I just about hit the treble 19 and then I was quite confident that the double 12 was going in." She closed out the match 6-5 in the last leg before falling to David Sharp in round 3. Gerwyn Price ended up winning the tournament, but none of that mattered. The leg mattered. February 25th, 4 months and 14 days after the prediction. The real vindication came 2 months later, on Monday, the 27th of April 2026 at Players' Championship 11 inside Arena MK in Milton Keynes. Total event purse, £150,000, with the winner claiming $15,000. Greaves' path that day went like this: 6-4 against Aidan Kirk in round 1, 6-4 against Thomas Lovely in round 2, 6-2 against Jeffrey Sparadons in round 3, and 6-4 against Karol Sedlacek in the last 16. That's when the gauntlet started. The quarter-final brought 2018 world champion Rob Cross. Greaves averaged 102.56. Cross averaged 105.96, and Greaves broke in the deciding leg to win 6-5. The semi-final put two-time world champion Gary Anderson across the ockey, and Greaves averaged 105.56 on the way to a 7-1 demolition. The final delivered 2023 world champion Michael Smith. What followed felt like a script no one would have written a year earlier. Smith led 2-0 with a 90 on the ball and a 124 on double 11. Greaves replied with a 121 on double 18, a 12-darter, and then a 13-darter on tops. The big fish of 170 followed, taking her 6-3 on double 6 after she had gone inside double 15. Smith fought back with a 157 and a 115 on double 18 to level at 6-6, then again at 7-7. The final leg arrived. Smith left himself on double 10, and Greaves needed 142. Treble 20, treble 20, double 11. The official PDC post read, quote, "Greaves makes history. Beau Greaves becomes the first woman to win a PDC ranking title. The 22-year-old takes out a sensational 142 checkout to win a match that served the full distance. What a moment. 3 former world champions in a single day by one player, 22 years old, in her first season on the Pro Tour." Greaves told the PDC, quote, "I never thought I'd win one of these. Never. Ever. I'm so happy. I can't even describe the way I feel. It's unbelievable, and I feel so proud of myself," she continued. Quote, "I never thought that I'd come in here today and win this. I know I've got the ability to do so, and I know I've got the talent for it, but to play the players I'm playing, I beat Gary Anderson. I couldn't believe it." More followed. Quote, "I don't know what's happening. I'm beating players that I've watched growing up. It's just amazing." On the title itself, her words were, quote, "Aside from winning Lakeside, this is my best ever achievement, and hopefully I can kick on now and do well on the television. I'm absolutely chuffed." She also addressed the final dart, quote, "I can't believe it. I was up a fair few legs and I started to think about it. It caught up with me. I don't know whether I thought about being the first woman to do one. I can't believe I've hit that. I can't believe I took out that." April 27th, 6 months and 16 days after Humphries said top 64 in 2 years. She was not just inside top 64, she had won a ranking event. What's worth pointing out is how many other voices alongside Humphries had been saying similar things, and how those voices got drowned out too. Lisa Ashton, speaking to Sky Sports in March 2026, put it like this, quote, "When I had my tour card, I said the next one would be Beau Greaves. She's got levels. That girl has got levels and levels. She is the female Luke Littler." Daryl Gurney, after beating her in round 1 of the 2025-26 PDC Worlds in December 2025, told reporters, quote, "For me, she's the best woman dart player on the planet. Even from a man's point of view, that woman has got some cajones." Michael van Gerwen, after narrowly beating her at the 2025 Grand Slam, said, quote, "If you look to her talent and what she's achieved so far, in my opinion, there's never been a better women's darts player in life. Now you have to do it regularly, weekly, and that's going to be different as well." Wayne Mardle, the Sky Sports commentator, captured her game in one line, quote, "Her throw is one of the best on tour. The action, the smoothness, the rhythm, everything about the routine is just world class." Raymond van Barneveld publicly tipped her for a future Premier League spot back in November 2025. The signs were everywhere. The world number 1 had laid it out, top 64, 2 years, a real threat for everyone. The skeptics had Sherrock and Ashton, while Humphries had Greaves' actual game in front of him. In his own words from the 1st of March 2025 in Minehead, if it had been a Premier League game, she would have beaten him. Closing on the numbers brings the story full circle. By the end of PC11, Beau Greaves had become the first woman to reach a PDC Pro Tour quarter-final, achieved at PC9 on the 13th of April, the first woman to reach a Players' Championship final, the first woman to win a PDC ranking title, the first woman to land a 9-darter on the PDC Pro Tour, all of it inside her first season holding a tour card, all of it before her 23rd birthday. Humphries had said top 64 within 2 years, and the result was a ranking title within months. The reason nobody listened back in October 2025 was that the data said women's tour dominators did not convert. Sherrock had not, Ashton had not, Dobromyslova had not, Gulliver had not even tried, and the history stretched back 30 years of failed transitions. What Humphries had on his side was different. He had stood across the ockey from her at the UK Open, at the Premier League level, and through the World Grand Prix coverage circuit, and he had said it twice, in March and in October. Top 64, world class, a real threat. The world number 1 was right. By the 27th of April 2026, the rest of the darts world was finally listening.